In the peaceful riverside village of Igbedor, where most people fished or farmed to survive, in Anambra State, Nigeria, a young girl named Obiageli quietly suffered behind closed doors. She was just 17, a bright and respectful girl, full of dreams, but life hadn't been kind. After the tragic death of her parents in a boat mishap on the river, her only surviving relative, Auntie Nwakego, took her in. You would think you would think she'd cared for her like a daughter, but no. Instead, Obiageli became the housemaid, waking before sunrise, sweeping the compound, cooking, fishing, and even going to the farm while her cousins played and laughed. There were days she didn't even eat. Nights she slept outside like a goat. Why? Because she didn't finish her chores on time. And when she completed her WAEC exams, instead of planning her future, her aunt said, why waste money on a girl's education? You can't eat certificates. The villagers looked away. Some pitied her, but no one stood up for her. She was just that poor girl living with her wicked aunts. As if the chores weren't enough, something darker began to happen. Auntie Nwakego began bringing strange men home, old men, drunkards, and even travelers. And she would whisper to Obiageli to enter the room with them. But Obiageli would shake her head. I'm not that kind of girl. My mama didn't raise me that way. One night, after refusing to lie with a man who had brought money, her aunt snapped, you think you are better than me? You will suffer. She locked the kitchen. No food. Oh, that night, Obiageli sat under the moonlight, stomach growling, trying not to cry. The cold beat her skin like needles, but she refused to break. Some girls in the village whispered, na she sabi, she too dey form holy holy. But deep down, Obiageli chose dignity over survival. Around this time, a tattered-looking man arrived in Igbedor. He wore old clothes and had no shoes, and often walked with a hole on his shoulder. People called him Onyara, a madman, but he wasn't mad. His name was Chibuike. And he asked villagers if he could work on their farms in exchange for food. He built a small leaking hut beside the river and lived alone. No one cared for him. But one night, as Chibuike walked home, he saw something strange. A young girl was sleeping beside a mango tree, shivering. He gently removed his old wrapper and covered her, then sat at a distance watching her silently. That girl was Obiageli. From then on, he watched her silently, how she greeted elders, fetched water, and still smiled despite everything. He started talking to her gently whenever he saw her. Nne, suffering doesn't last forever. Remain good, life will change. One evening, Chibuike did the unthinkable. He walked to Auntie Nwakego's house and knocked. When she came out and saw it was that mad poor man, she hissed. But before she could chase him, he said, please, ma, I've been watching your niece. She's hardworking and kind. I want to be her boyfriend. I want to marry her someday. There was dead silence. Then the aunt burst out laughing, holding her waist. You want to marry who? Obiageli? You dey craze? She shouted louder so neighbors would hear. Everybody come oh, see this dirty goat that wants to marry my niece. People gathered, laughter everywhere. Even girls in the village came to look. Now wow. So Obiageli, they follow madman. Obiageli stood behind the door, her eyes wet, her aunt turned to her. So this is your type, dirty farmer. But Obiageli looked at Chibuike and saw something no one else saw. Kindness, humility, and a heart that truly cared. From that day, Obiageli's life became even worse. Her aunt used every opportunity to insult her. You and your mad boyfriend should carry your poverty elsewhere. But Chibuike kept visiting, bringing roasted yam, palm oil, or even just advice. He never gave up. Then one evening, he walked in with a calm voice and said, Obiageli, it's time. Pack your things. Let's leave. The whole village watched as she walked away with him, holding nothing but a small Ghana must go bag. Laughter followed them. They are going to beg in another village. Foolish girl. She missed that chance with real men. No be love, na madness be this one. Oh. They didn't look back. As they reached Orca, the city buzzed with life, cars, buildings, and lights. Then something strange happened. Chibuike stopped beside the massive golden gates. Soldiers saluted him. He entered the compound and servants rushed out. Obiageli blinked. What's going on? She asked. Chibuike turned to her, smiling. My name is Prince Chibuike Nnadozie, son of Igwe Nnadozie of Ogidi Kingdom. I came to that village to find a woman with character, not beauty or clothes. Obiageli couldn't speak. Tears rolled down her eyes, not because she was shocked, but because all the pain she endured was finally worth something. With full sponsorship from the royal family, Obiageli went back to school. She studied hard and graduated as a medical doctor from the University of Nigeria. Her story inspired thousands, from village girls to city youths. She began helping young girls who were abused like her, starting a charity foundation called Daughters of Grace. Chibuike stood proudly beside her at every award ceremony, smiling like a man who had found gold. Years later, they returned to Igbedor Village, not in rags, but in royalty. A convoy of black jeeps arrived, trumpets were blown. Obiageli stepped out in a gold lace gown, wearing a royal coral bead and a doctor's badge. The villagers gathered in shock. Girls who once mocked her hid their faces. Her aunt nearly collapsed when she saw the prince bow to her knees and say, My queen, shall we? Everyone clapped. Some wept. It was too late. Oh. Dear listener, life is full of surprises. Never judge anyone by how they look. You don't know who they truly are. And to every girl going through pain, remember, your story is not over. Obiageli was once broken, but now she builds others. You too can rise. If the story touched your heart, don't just watch, subscribe, like, and share. Let someone else be encouraged today.